Okay, so we've got a listener question here, and it looks like somebody is ready to tackle the big one, the family reunion.
Oh, wow. Yeah, ambitious.
Definitely ambitious, but also a really fun opportunity to get everyone together, and they're looking for something with, a little bit of adventure, a little bit of comfort, and that's where this whole glamping thing comes in, right?
Absolutely. And it's definitely having a moment. I think more and more people are looking for those experiences that combine the outdoors with, a touch of luxury.
Right, and that's exactly what today's deep dive is all about. We're going to explore the ins and outs of planning a glamping reunion at a place called Glampful in the Adirondacks.
Oh, fantastic choice. I've had some really interesting things about Glampful.
Yeah, from what I've seen, it checks all the boxes, beautiful setting, unique accommodations, and tons of activities for all ages. But let's break it down a bit. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear Glampful in the Adirondacks?
Honestly, the first thing I think of is those safari-style tents they have. I mean, forget those flimsy tents you're used to. We're talking like spacious canvas structures, high ceilings, actual
Oh.
beds, furniture. You know what I mean? It's more like a boutique hotel room dropped in the middle of the woods.
Okay, you had me at actual beds.
Yeah.
I'm already picturing myself waking up to a beautiful sunrise over the mountains and no back pain from sleeping on the ground for a week. This is a win-win.
It definitely beats wrestling with a sleeping bag. Now, you mentioned something really important earlier about different ages and activity levels. That's something to consider with any big group trip, but especially a family reunion.
Right, because you've got the super active ones who want to hike every trail, conquer every peak. Then you've got those who are perfectly content to relax by the lake, maybe read a book, and soak up some nature.
And that's the beauty of the Adirondacks. You have that amazing range of activities. You've got hiking, of course, from beginner trails to more challenging climbs. There's fishing, kayaking, canoeing. I mean, you could spend a whole week just exploring the lakes and waterways.
And for those who are less outdoorsy, let's be honest, Glampful itself has a lot to offer, right?
Absolutely. They've really thought of everything. There's on-site yoga and meditation sessions for those who want to unwind. They even have organized stargazing and campfire sing-alongs, which is such a fun way to bring everyone together.
See, that's what I'm talking about. It's about
Yeah,
creating those quintessential reunion moments, those memories that everyone will be laughing about for years to come.
exactly.
Huh?
And speaking of memories, food is always a big part of those family gatherings.
Oh, absolutely. I've been to reunions where the meals themselves were the main event. It's all about those shared meals, those stories that come out around the dinner table.
Right. And I think Glampful really shines in that regard too, because each tent has its own private BBQ grill. So you can have those classic cookouts, but they also have those communal fire pits for larger
Oh,
gatherings.
that's perfect.
Oh,
It's like the best of both worlds. You can have your own space when you need it, but also come together as a group.
and let's not forget about the Adirondacks Country Market. I was looking at their website, and it seems like they have everything from fresh produce to local crafts to those essential glamping
Oh,
snacks.
see, that's what I need to know about. Because I'm always the one who forgets something crucial, like the marshmallows for the s'mores.
Or the bug spray.
Oh, don't even get me started on mosquitoes. But seriously, those practical tips are invaluable, especially for someone like me who tends to overpack the fun stuff and forget the essentials.
We've all been there. But let's talk logistics for a second. We've got a big group. We're talking about a potentially popular location. What's the strategy for actually securing a spot at Glampful?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question, because the last thing you want is to have everyone excited and then realize you can't even get a reservation.
Exactly. So my number one tip, especially for a larger group, is to book early. I mean, as early as possible. Don't wait until the last minute because chances are those prime dates will get snatched up quickly.
That makes sense. And I'm guessing holidays or peak seasons probably book up even faster.
Oh, absolutely. If you're thinking about a summer reunion or a holiday getaway, I would say start looking at least 6 months to a year in advance.
Wow. Okay, so planning is key.
Yeah.
But here's another thought. What if you want to have the whole place to yourself, like a true private family experience? Is that even an option?
That's a great question, and it's definitely something I would recommend looking into with Glampful specifically, because they do offer full site buyouts for larger groups.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah,
So you could essentially have the entire glamping village to yourselves.
exactly. It's like having your own private resort nestled in the heart of the Adirondacks. I mean, how cool is that?
That's incredible. And it probably makes logistics a lot easier too, right? Since you don't have to worry about other guests or anything like that.
Exactly. You're free to set your own schedule, plan your own activities. It's really about creating that customized experience for your family.
I love that.
Yeah.
So we've covered the accommodations, the activities, the food. Now let's talk about actually making this reunion unforgettable. What are some things listeners should keep in mind as they're planning?
Yes. Well, I think one thing that often gets overlooked is involving the family in the planning process. Don't try to do it all yourself. Reach out, get input, ask for suggestions, maybe even assign different tasks or themes to different family branches.
That's a really good point, because it's not just about showing up, it's about creating that shared experience from the very
Right,
beginning.
absolutely. And it also helps manage expectations.
Yeah.
If everyone has a say in the activities or the meals, they're more likely to have a positive experience overall.
That's so true,
Right.
because nothing kills the reunion vibe
Yeah.
faster
Yeah.
than someone who's grumpy because they didn't get to go fishing.
Exactly. And Glampful actually has these sample itineraries on their website that can be a great starting point. You can use them as inspiration or a jumping off point to create your own personalized schedule.
Oh, that's a really good resource.
Yeah,
I always appreciate it when places provide those kinds of tools. It takes some of the guesswork out of it.
absolutely. And it allows you to focus on the fun stuff, like,
Yeah.
planning that epic family talent show or themed scavenger hunt.
Oh my gosh, a themed scavenger hunt through the woods. That sounds amazing.
Right. Or imagine a family Olympics with glamping themed events. The possibilities are endless.
So you're getting me all inspired now. I want to plan a glamping reunion for my own family. But let's say everything goes perfectly. You have an incredible time. Everyone bonds and creates those lasting memories. What's the etiquette for sharing your experience?
Well, I think reviews are always appreciated. Leaving a thoughtful review on Glampful's website or on travel platforms can really help other families discover this hidden gem.
That's a great point, because those reviews can make a big difference, especially for places that are off the beaten path.
Exactly. And don't underestimate the power of word of mouth. Sharing your photos, your stories, your tips with friends and family can inspire them to plan their own adventures.
And who knows, maybe you'll start a whole new tradition, a yearly glamping extravaganza.
There you go. Now that's a reunion to look forward to.
It definitely is. So to sum it all up, imagine this. Your family gathered around a crackling bonfire under a sky full of stars, the air filled with laughter, and maybe a slightly out-of-tune sing-along. What will your glamping reunion story be?